Hey, Virgo, Mel, Intuitive Coach here, excited to bring in your February 2025 family and love reading. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, welcome. Virgo, it looks like you have moved on. You're moved on here. You've learned what you've needed to learn in a situation that may have been very heavy. Okay, we have the 10 of Wands crossed by the 9 of Cups. It feels like you've been in a spot of heartbreak, despair, grieving, maybe even breakup. We have the Justice at the bottom of the deck, divorce for some of you. It feels like something has reached finality. It's reached its peak. And we have the Tower in the recent past. You've cut ties, or you will cut ties with, I'm getting an old dream or an empty dream that may not have turned out the way that you had hoped it would. Why? Because someone was fearing intimacy. Someone ran away from a union. There may have been a very tumultuous energy with someone. We have the Wheel of Fortune at the bottom of the deck. This could be karmic as well. But because you have the Ascension card as your key theme, I feel like you could be preparing for union, or you're preparing to head towards happiness. Make a choice here, an internal choice, because happiness isn't something we find outside of ourselves. It is not found within another person. Of course, we can enjoy happiness with another individual, but I feel like there's something going on deep within your psyche, deep within your emotional center. That's what I feel like the Tower is. Yes, it could be showing up in your external world, but it's because something in here, Virgo, has shifted. You've progressed, and I feel like you have received what you've needed, and now you're ready to move towards a new beginning. But you may have a decision to make. You may have a very important conversation that needs to be had. I mean, you're starting off here with the 10 of Wands. The 10 of Wands is taking on too much. Like you've reached a point of overload. Therefore, a choice needs to be made. Now, 10 also breaks down to 1, endings and new beginnings. And that's exactly what I see here for you in the month of February. But you've hung on to some behaviors or patterns that haven't served you, or maybe even relationships. But by doing so, 4 of Cups at the bottom of the deck, you've disconnected even while you are in the company of other people, or while you are in a relationship. It feels like you've disconnected. You see that people are all around her celebrating. It looks like they're at some sort of party or event. Everybody is laughing and having a good time, and she is in her own little world. She's being offered a cup. There is an Ace of Cups here available, but I don't feel like you are going to find it where you're at. There needs to be a moving on, or there needs to be some sort of connection or reconnection here to oneself. And that's why you have the Tower. So in the past position here, Virgo, there's something that's left you heartbroken, because you have, again, the Runner and the Heartbreak. It left you heartbroken because you felt a little bit lost. You weren't sure. Some of you wanted to run away. That's what this is. Some of you wanted to run away from responsibility because you are carrying the weight of the world. The 10 of Wands is not fun. It is heavy burdens, heavy responsibilities. And you wanted to just let it all go. And I see here that some of you may have even been breaking your own heart in a way. Breaking your own heart. But through the midst of things, through the challenge, there is a reconnect that's happening with oneself. That's why you have the 9 of Cups crossing your path. When the Nine of Cups is showing up in a good upright position, it's the ultimate blessing. But when it's showing up as the challenge, which it is here, this is about reassessing. Where do we feel dissatisfied in our lives? Where do we need to reflect more? And what is causing a bit of restlessness? What do I need to do to invite happiness into myself? And the answer typically involves self-love, self-care. What do you need to do to connect with yourself, reconnect with that part of you that felt like you wanted to run away from it all? Perhaps maybe even indulge in substances or shows on Netflix, or you've numbed something out. Perhaps you've numbed it out by working and working and working. It just feels like there's been an overabundance of something because of wanting to run away from some sort of heartbreak. Now, if you were dealing with an individual who wasn't able to fully open their heart up to you, maybe they were a workaholic here with the 10 of Wands. Perhaps they felt physically exhausted at the end of the day and they didn't have anything to give to you. I just see that is what is shifting. That is what needs to take place here, is a shift. Because we have the hot air balloon. The hot air balloon is your present energy for the month. And this is preparation for union or preparation for cutting ties. Whatever it is for you, please take it as it resonates. But this is ascension nonetheless. That's what the energy is. And it's making a choice to hang on or to let go. And I do see you entering into a new phase. And this new phase can go one of two ways. Like it says here on the ship, you've either progressed and arrived, meaning there is a new beginning here for you that can help you not feel like you're carrying the 10 wands on your shoulders, but you also have the opportunity to receive what you need and move on here. So let's dive in a little bit further. We have the talking card at the bottom of the deck. We also have wedding. So for some of you, this could be a marriage that you are in, or it could even be a family dynamic where you're the one that's taking care of an elderly parent, or you're the one that's taking care of the finances. It feels like you have a lot of responsibility here. And you may feel like you have the responsibility because you're the mature one, or you're the one that's good with money, or you're the one that's the breadwinner, or whatever it may be. But I see that communication is important. And right now we have the talking card, but it's in reverse. And it says here, it's important to talk more. Now, if you are in a union, I feel like a conversation, of course, needs to be had because someone is unhappy. And for those of you that are single and you are wanting love, it is going to require you to put down one of these wands, maybe many of them, so you can invite new energy into your life and maybe put yourself out there, start talking to new people because you have the wedding rings in your outcome, in your future. Now, 10 of Wands, you can see that she has a calendar and a clock behind her. This also talks about time management. She's trying to carry all of them and it's heavy. I mean, she's good at it. She could be a great multitasker, but just because she can do it doesn't mean that she has to. And that's so very important. And I also see here, some of you Virgos have a Mr. or Mrs. Fix-It personality. Like, I can fix this. I got this. Let me help you. Let me help you. Let me help everybody at the grocery store, right? Let me help all my friends. But who helps you, Virgo? Who helps you? And that's why the 9 of Cups crosses you, saying, take a step back from all of the everyday responsibilities. Take a step back from all of the busy, hectic scheduling and the everything that we do, right? Everything that we do, the adulting part of it. Take a step back from that. Take some breath and take some time out for you. The 9 of Cups. Take a nice hot long bath. Read a good book, because this is blocking connectivity in some way. By overdoing it, overworking, it is blocking genuine connections between you and your children, you and your family, you and a lover. Or for those of you that want to put yourself out there and open your heart to dating, you may feel like you don't have time because there's a lot going on. And this month offers you the opportunity to step into more self-care and renewal, and for you to remember the dream that you have for yourself, because this is also the energy of wishes granted. It is emotional fulfillment. It's satisfaction and accomplishment. Now we are in a 9-year, and I have a feeling 2025 for you, Virgo, if you are feeling dissatisfied in any area of your life, even though this is a love and family reading, so it will be hyper focused on those energies, but I feel any area of your life that you feel dissatisfied in, the Tower comes in to blow it up. And also, you are in the South Node. Virgo has shifted into the South Node January 11th, 2025, where it will be for the next year and a half, meaning anything that's not working in your life, the Tower is going to come sweeping through in order to destroy old structures so you can live a life that feels aligned with your heart, with your soul, with your purpose, with your passions. That's not a bad thing. It can be scary though. Absolutely. What's below you is the Ace of Pence. The Ace of Pentacles is the start of a new life. This is a positive reward. You've worked hard. I see that with the Ten of Wands here. And some of you may be saying, Mel, when am I going to finally get that prize or that reward or whatever it is that you've been working so hard to achieve in matters of the heart or relationships or love or family? And I feel like you already have crossed a bit of a finish line. It feels like the answer involves that self-love, that self-care piece. The answer involves you choosing something for yourself instead of maybe taking care of everybody else. It can be that people-pleasing energy or feeling like you have to be responsible for someone else's happiness, and that's not the truth. And that's why the Tower is here, Virgo, offering you up another chance to rebuild. And ask yourself, am I in the connections or the relationships or the ideal family structures that are healthy, or are they based on dysfunction? And what do I need to prioritize to move in a direction that feels a lot more aligned with what I truly want, with this newfound level of elevation here? Three of Wands is what's coming in for you. She has a map in her hand. It looks like she's in a brand new city, and she may feel at times a bit lost, but she's excited. She's not lost really because she has that map. So this map could be your inner compass that is guiding you forward. This is an inner knowing. You're manifesting something quite delicious here. So whatever it is that you've been planning, this is about courage. It's about anticipation and exploration. Success is but a move away. Quite literally here with the Ten of Wands and what's crossing you. You have the ability to explore new ways of living, explore new places, new adventures. There's more than one way of living your life. And we get caught up in that pattern, in that conditioning. And we feel like there's only one way to get there. And you're opening up to opportunity. But you have a decision to make. Two of Swords. Now, some of you feel like you don't have enough information. You may feel a little bit blocked or uncertain at times. That's where this energy comes in and says, trust your inner compass, because something is not satisfying you. Something feels off, right? When it comes to the heart. Is it because there is a fear of intimacy or a fear of vulnerability? Is there a feeling of wanting to run away from a union when perhaps communication could bring a union together? Maybe someone spends too much time on social media, or their nose is in a phone and there's not good communication face to face between you and a lover or between you and a family member. I'm also getting the feeling here of someone spending a little bit more time with either an Aries or a Capricorn. Okay, someone could spend a little bit of time. Maybe that's a child. That could be a family member. So take that as it resonates, Aries or Capricorn. But it could be spending time with someone that wants your love, but maybe they have come used to like expecting like a back to be turned. All right. And maybe that's you. Perhaps that's you, or perhaps you felt like someone's been too busy, or maybe you've been too busy to show someone that you care about them, or to show someone that, you know, they matter to you. And I feel like the Two of Swords is saying, all right, wait a second. Let's not be paralyzed by indecision here. Let's move forward. Let's cut through what's really causing a disconnect, and let's get to the solution. Now, in your energy, you have the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is showing up here as maybe missing the signs, okay? It can be overly sensitive even. I mean, she is playing with her dragons in the castle in the background. This can be a child energy. It also could be a childhood dream that you yourself have put on the back burner. Some of you, this has to do with spending more time with the people that you love, instead of feeling like life is weighing you down and it's causing a little bit of that emotional disconnect towards people that you love. And I also see, for those of you that are single, the Page of Wands can be opening up to a new connection, staying curious here, focusing, prioritizing, and really looking at the world through childlike enthusiasm again. You know, what excites you? What makes you happy? Trying new things, putting yourself out there, taking a new class. It can be getting creative, going on a new adventure, a new trip. This is being a student of life, and this is showing up here in your energy. So again, communication is key with the pages. They represent communication, but also opening yourself up to more of that childlike wonder. Now, in your environment, we have the Queen of Pence. All right. So the Queen of Pentacles, she is someone who has worked hard for her material wealth. She's very resourceful, very business savvy, very stable, very secure with who she is. She's sitting in her apothecary there, and she has some herbs in the back, and she has some lavender drying, and she has a green thumb. Some of you could have a green thumb. You may love to garden. You may be looking at like essential oils and healing through plant-based products. I feel like you always have something cooking, maybe literally or, you know, metaphorically. There's something going on for you. It's like you have this desire to learn and to expand and to grow. And if you feel like you haven't went in a new direction lately, this is the time to explore. Okay, because yeah, sometimes she can be a mom, or she can be very busy with what's going on around her, but try not to be so busy that you don't have time for fun. That's a big message. Now, we have the Devil showing up in the hopes and fears. Now, I'm getting a bit of a different message with the Devil in reverse. So the Devil, specifically in this card, which I like because this is the message that I'm getting with this, is sometimes we got to spice things up. I mean, look at her. She's in leather. She's holding the whips and chains. Now, I'm not saying you have to get all freaky. However, you know, if you are in a union currently, there could be a spicing up of energies here. I mean, it could even be date night. It can be in the bedroom or outside of the bedroom. So if you are in a union, there may be a level of intimacy that has affected this union. For others of you that are single, you know, don't be afraid to dress up and put yourself out there. Go out and have fun with your friends. You know, take yourself out to a dance place, right? Maybe go clubbing, whatever it is here. I mean, you don't have to go to a club, but it feels like do something you haven't done in a long time that maybe you enjoy doing. Maybe you love to dance. Maybe you love to dress up or wear that bright, bold red lipstick or wear those thigh-high boots or whatever it is here for you. And some of you are saying, Mel, I'm not going to get into those thigh highs. I'm going to break a hip, right? And I feel like it's important that whatever it is you're doing, that you spice yourself up a little bit. You know, put on some perfume if you haven't wore perfume in a long time, or if you haven't got a haircut, or, you know, allow yourself to feel powerful and sexy and confident. That's what I'm getting with this devil. Now, yes, oftentimes the devil can be addictions and obsessions and bondage and manipulation, but I mean, there is bondage here, but this is a playful type of bondage. And I feel like the biggest fear is, what if I let my freaky side come out and people judge me, or, you know, it doesn't work, or, you know, it backfires in some way. I just feel like there's this animalistic side to all of us, right? This primal side to each and every one of us. And I feel like there could be a message about exploring it. Like, don't be afraid to explore a new side of yourself. Have fun with it. After all, the devil spelled backwards is lived. And I feel like you want to live a little bit. You don't want to just work your life away. You don't want to just be in some sort of burdensome energy. This is you having fun. What's your outcome? 7 of Pentacles. All right, 7 of Pentacles is about assessing and evaluating. It's about reflection. You've created a harvest. There's a reward here. And Spirit is saying, don't give up before it gets good, right? Don't give up before something gets good here. Now, because you have the Ship card, which means moving on, someone could be coming back and begging for forgiveness. Someone may want a second chance. I mean, look at the 7 of Pentacles. You can see that she has her back turned. All right. And the guy is down on his knee. So he's saying, don't leave, right? Don't leave. And for those of you that are dealing with someone specifically that wasn't committal, okay, there could be a choice being made here where you could have a fresh start. But for others of you, I just feel like you are turning your back on heartbreak. All right. You're turning your back on anything that leaves you feeling less than. And I am getting the message here, and I'm getting it again with the sun and the sunflowers in this card. There's a message of playfulness. Maybe you've been taking life so darn seriously, and that has been blocking the heart from truly exploring love on all levels. If you are single, I see that maybe the back that's being turned, I mean, this could be potential, all right? This could be potential. If they're not there yet, you know, this could be energetically someone wanting to come in, but you don't necessarily see them because your back is turned. And for those of you that are in some sort of a union, I just feel like there has, again, been that disconnect. And if you want to connect, if you want to get to be on that same page, you got to turn around and look at each other. I'm seeing that twice in your reading here. Backs turned. Backs against the wall here, or backs back to back while you're in bed. And it feels like someone wants another chance. Now, whether it be with someone that you are currently in a relationship with, or Virgo, perhaps this is another chance at love if you're single. Don't give up before it gets good is what I'm getting here for you. All right, let's get a message from the wisdom of the Oracle. Virgo, what do we have for Virgo? We have the Fates card 17. 17 is the Star card in Tarot, which is all about healing. And this is a fated union for some of you. This has to do with karma, acceptance that there are things that you cannot change, and knowing what those things are. Basically, this energy sums up the serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Because there are things, Virgo, in your life that you will never have control over. All right. The conditions brought on by the evolution of the collective, by nature, by your past experience, may be fated, preordained by spirit for a greater purpose that we can't always see. So the relationship message is this: other people are who they are. You can't change them. The challenge is to accept them as they are and not try to make them otherwise to suit you. This is a time to look at how you attempt to mold people to fit your view of how they should be, so you can remain in the relationship and avoid discomfort. What if who they are and whatever is happening between you and them in this situation is perfect from the perspective of spirit? Now is the time to accept what you cannot change, even if it means that you honor yourself, spirit, and the other person by moving on. Love unconditionally, for each of us is on our own journey and we cannot direct that of another. Be aware that this relationship is indeed fated and you are meant to evolve. There's that evolution card here. You are meant to evolve into a better version of yourself as a result of it. And for those of you that are single here, yes, I do see that you have the opportunity to meet someone, and it could be, could be Aries season, as I mentioned. I'm going to pull a timing card, but because some of you are still dealing with heartbreak, there may be no rush into meeting someone new, but it says that it is difficult to understand why painful things happen to good people. Fate is a mystery after all, yet what we do with our circumstances, the way in which we respond to life's challenges, is how we rise up to greet our destiny. Now is one of those times to be aware of your powerlessness to change certain situations and to surrender to acceptance. Hang in there. Life will only get better. Act as if you believe that, for the only thing you can control right now is your attitude. When you align with the fates, being mindful of what you can and cannot change, serenity will come to you. Absolutely. And that's what I see here is there may be a forgiving and compassionate review of a situation that has occurred, even if this energy behind her is no longer present, no longer in her life. Okay? She can move forward towards more of that sun that we see. The sunflowers are all around her. All right, let's get a timing card. Spirit, when can we see this shift in dynamic really taking place here for Virgo? When is this shift happening here? All right, we have some of you, it's going to be a little bit later than you think because patience is required. Okay, so it's easier said than done. You know, we can tell our mind something, but we have to reprogram, recondition, and put that into practice. If we tell our mind something one time, the chance of it sticking most likely will fail. We have to continually do it, just like exercising. We have to continually show up. And I feel like that's what you're doing is you are retraining in a sense. It's not too late. For some of you, I do see you sticking it out with a partner, and it's going to take patience and it's going to take an understanding of a situation for the both of you to come together and ascend together. And for some of you, we have October here. Okay, we have October could be a big month. And for others of you, we have that March energy here as well. So in a few weeks' time, you're going to know here, there's a sense of clarity. And I do feel like it's that Aries season, the Aries energy, where you really do offload some of the burdens that you've been carrying here. And if you want to have a second chance, or if you want to reignite a spark between you and a spouse or you and someone else, you have the ability to do so. And for those of you that have been struggling to let go of a relationship, I feel like patience, of course, with yourself, but I feel like it's not too late to choose a new path for yourself, right? It's not too late to choose a new future for yourself. All right. That is what I have for you, Virgo. If you like the message, please hit that thumbs up button. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, and hit that bell. Thank you so much for tuning in. Lots of love.